Yo, what is up, guys? It is LJK. You already know what it do. We got some crazy stuff today. We got an interview and we got, tons of stuff to talk about today. So stay tuned, stick around, because it's gonna be a good one. Don't you worry. So we're talking about pop culture today and how it affects, culture and how does pop music, affect certain things and we're just gonna talk about it and break it down a little bit. So all right, see y'all later. Peace. Yo, what is up, guys? It is LJK0987 here, back with another vlog for you. Today's date is 10/30/2020. Happy Halloween, tomorrow. Have a good time, everything that's going to go on. So we have another vlog for you today, and this week's topic is pop culture. So, what's going on in, how did pop influence culture and, everything like that. So we have our special guest today. We have Tori Zaccoli with us today because we're working on our set today because we have a gig tomorrow. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So what we're going to do is we're going to discuss, and we have our person I'm interviewing. Yeah, that's right. All right, so we're talking about, pop. So who's your favorite pop artist? You know what I mean? Who do you listen to? Who do you listen to?
Who I listen to the most is probably Stevie Nicks
Nicks, yeah. Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac.
A bunch of different artists.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, Fleetwood Mac is very important and to how pop was able to change the culture pretty much, and pop is very fundamental to our culture, and it was influenced it influences culture, and
for sure.
Vice versa. It does a lot, and this is in the way, so we're just gonna set this down. Don't even worry about it. So all right, so another question is, how do you think pop has influenced culture on America, on other countries? How do you think it is, influenced?
It has influenced many different aspects,
Right.
By the way the artists dress, dresses, and how it influenced people that look up to them or people that like their music, and they dress like them, they act like them, they use their slang, and very influential.
Right. Yeah, and that goes with anybody, who's anybody who's into pop, or what I mean. If you look at your favorite pop star, or for instance, Post Malone from to Frank Sinatra, because he was also the one who originated pop. Him and Dee Martin, they were the ones who started that. So without them, we wouldn't be into pop, or we wouldn't have that. So we're thankful for them being able to influence the culture to where now pop is mainstream. So yeah, definitely it's cool. So pop is definitely something. So vice versa, how do you think culture has influenced pop? How has a culture from a specific country, or for instance J Balvin, or certain Hispanic artists, and how has culture from their countries been able to influence their style on pop and be able to express that on other people? How do you think other artists take culture, even American artists, like the Rolling Stones? I don't even, they're rock, pop, pop rock, stuff like that. So how do you think culture was influenced them to make their music?
They can influence them by wanting to honor their country, or honor their language, or their language, and they put that language in their
their music, right?
Yeah, and the Cranberries, they use that certain kind of
for
yodeling.
Zombie, yep.
They put that
the
in
throat
there.
Singing, and that's another thing. Different songs will include their culture in it. Like Zombie by the Cranberries, they add the throat singing, or 99 Luft Balloons, where they add German into pop music, and it was mainstream. That was something that's never been done before, and they were able to influence culture. Despacito, that was the first mainstream Spanish pop song. And same with Gangnam Style back in 2012, 2013, where they started that Korean, that came in here. There's just all kinds of stuff that, and then Psycho Killer, when they put French, that was in the 70s, when they started French. So when it's cool just to see how, foreign musicians, foreign pop, singers are able to influence their language and culture, and then put it on, us as Americans, or it would be that's a pretty neat song, and then that's you want to learn more, and you want to be more influenced to learn their culture. So it's definitely something. So Yeah, definitely. So, what else? You have any questions for me? Anything you want to ask, or
No,
no,
not
nothing,
really.
nothing you want to ask?
Mm-mm.
No. All right, Tori. Well, thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having me.
Well, it was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
All right. Stay tuned for next time. Next time we got another vlog for you. We'll make sure to have some good stuff in there. So stay tuned, and as always, stay fresh, keep it cool, and see you guys in the next video. Yo, what is up, guys? It is LJK0987 here, back at you again right after the interview. Just got done finishing up our stuff, so I thought I'd sit down, keep it real with you all, like like I always do. Just sit down and do a little talk after the vlog on the topic that we cover during the interview, to have my, I guess, take on it. I guess you could call it, like how I feel about it, or in this case, how do I feel about culture and pop music and vice versa, pop culture, stuff like that. So if you sit down and you research it, and you really get into the who started pop, and what culture influences the most, or who takes more from it. And if you look at the foreign countries, like for instance, like Puerto Rico, and you look at like Peru, and but like places like those, and even Europe, you can see that like America, like pop icons that are American influenced clothes, like they influenced slang, they influence a lot of stuff that we don't see because we don't live in those countries. You know what I mean? Like we don't live in those places. So I think if you research it, it's crazy to look, and it's crazy to see like, what really changes over there. You know what I mean? Like if you take your favorite artist, for example, like Ariana Grande, or like a Taylor Swift, or, your Post Malone, you can see that their music, everybody listens to it. Hey, sorry to cut off right there. I was getting a phone call, but anyways, back to what I was saying. It's just crazy to look at, how it it influences, and the other way around. How does certain countries and cultures able to influence their people's music? Like there's famous like Hispanic, like Latin music, and there's like certain music that breaks into the scene, and that is passed on to our culture, us as Americans, that's passed on. And you can see it, because if you look back and you see all these songs that have French or Spanish, and that's making it on the US top Billboard, and you're like, how are they able to do that? Well, it's because they're passing their culture onto us, and we don't really know it, but it's just either has like a catchy beat, or it has something that captivates us. And there has been a couple of songs that have like different that aren't American, that have really like captivated everybody. And it's just crazy to think, how is that possible? You know what I mean? Like what as Americans, draws us towards. I think it's because we want to learn, and us as humans, we drive to learn so much, and we just sit there, and we like to learn culture through music, and that's how it's always been. You learn new things through music because you listen, and sometimes you don't always listen to people, but your favorite pop artist, or that icon, you listen to them more because you idolize them. So whatever they put out, obviously you're gonna, so that's why people do like collabs, and, like they'll do, certain mixes, or, somebody doing certain things. Like there's even DJs, who break into the scene. I think, I forget which DJ is French. I think it's Major Lazer or DJ Snake, or one of those. They're French. And I know Daft Punk. Daft Punk is French, and they sold millions of records, and it's just crazy to look at. But they don't speak, but they're French, and it's just they don't speak, but yet they're able to bring their beat for people to like. And it's cool to see that. So that's just my take on that. But stay tuned for next time. We're probably going to have more of these, definitely, every month. So look forward for that. So, all right, guys. Stay chill. See you guys in the next video. Peace.